use the same technology for stuff like a lunar internet, a solar system internet, for folks traveling further out to Mars, that kind of stuff. So we're hoping it'll be really, really useful.
Sure. Looks so good. I have one too. How are you?
Yeah.
See some space food here. This is the real stuff. Hold it. It's macaroni and cheese. We've got a few other things here too. You gonna look at some space food here? Some different So this goes underneath their space gloves, or their gloves when they go on a spacewalk. Yeah.
It is. Habitation Systems Development Office, and this is the concept for the lunar surface habitat.
This is for Mars or for the
It's for
moon?
both.
How's it
For this one's
going?
for the
How are you
moon,
guys?
and that one there is
You wanna try
for
on a
Mars
space
transit.
glove?
Oh, okay.
This is the real thing that goes
same
underneath
material,
their
same
spacesuits.
concept.
This is the material you're going to use?
Yeah.
If you're hungry, we got some food.
You know, like on the International Space Station, the modules are metallic like this.
That's real space
This is a
food,
real
mac and
piece of
cheese.
the orthogrid used to make
Something that he
this,
hates.
but we're moving
Oh, you don't
to
like mac and
inflatable
cheese?
structure.
Oh, okay.
So when you deflate
Sausage,
this, it's about 3 to 4 inches
with some
thick,
rice.
and then you deploy it, inflate it, and it becomes about 12 to 18 inches thick.
What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Fits pretty good?
This can survive on the moon?
Maybe.
Is this the kind of inflatable habitat?
I'm sorry.
Was this the inflatable habitat?
Yeah,
that
yeah.
the ISS?
I would love to go. You should go too. Great.
Do you have any questions for her?
Yeah, you want to touch me? You can touch me. These are space. Yeah, these are spacers.
Rigid means like tough. Like,
Yes, so it is as rigid as this metal structure.
why?
I'm going to take a picture of this.
I hear you might be getting
What's this material made of? It's
This
just
is it's called Vectran, and it's very similar to Kevlar.
Uh-huh.
You've heard of Kevlar?
yeah.
Yeah.
But this can actually survive in a vacuum of space, like in the moon and.
Yeah. So each layer has a specific function. So you've got your thermal layer.
Well, this is for radiation, right? Or
Right.
for- okay.
Correct. Yes. And then this is for micrometeoroid, and this is kind of a ceramic.
Okay.
And then we have the spacer layers, and then more micrometeoroid, and more micrometeoroid, and then a whole bunch more micrometeoroid, because that's one of the big concerns, right?
This is for protecting from radiation, basically. Right?
This one, no, that's the restraint layer. So that's what gives the habitat its shape. It's
Okay.
Okay. Now, then you go down to your air bladder, and it's housed between two pieces of Kevlar felt. Okay, because you definitely don't want anything to happen to your air bladder.
Okay.
But if something does, it only takes 1 pound per square inch of air to keep the shape. So you can let quite a bit of air out, and still it doesn't hold up like a tank.
This takes into account the air pressure and the atmospheric pressure.
Yeah, and there are different studies. Zach's actually an engineer in that department, so he can probably talk more authoritatively about which pressure and all of that. But yeah, it's an environment, a shirt sleeve environment, so you can walk around in there just like you do.
What is that?
I think it's 3D.
We're here. Hold on. We're going to space. That's the moon. So many satellites, yeah. Heard that there's like thousands of satellites in orbit around the Earth. So it's going to be pretty hard to find. Oh, I found the ISS by chance. And it's already moving over the Earth. You know that the ISS orbits the Earth. It has like it goes through a day every 90 minutes. So we have 16 sunrises and sunsets. So it's moving around the Earth pretty fast.
This one you want? Rainbow.
So Mars has these things, has these volcanic rocks. Mars is red, kind of called the red planet because of this mineral. Feel that one?
Oh, wow. Oh, that's why it's called the red planet?
Yep, because when this oxidizes, or in the presence of oxygen, this rusts. This is basically iron oxide, iron ore. So it rusts and makes the red.
Go somewhere.
Isn't this a pretty one? This one can develop in hot springs.
Oh, so I guess the roller car, I see a lot of this now. It's running around the old hot spring, right?
Yeah, we know that there are old hot springs on Mars, especially in this area, straight across browsers. But yeah, this is kind of similar to the Spirit and Opportunity wheel design. Spirit, the one that's no longer working. Yeah, Spirit and Opportunity and Sojourner aren't working anymore.
When does NASA plan to make it?
Opportunity is not working anymore?
Yeah, Spirit, Opportunity, and Pathfinder. Or Sojourner, excuse me.
I thought Opportunity was working.
Not anymore. So are you asking when NASA's thinking of going to Mars? Like with people? Maybe in the 2030s? Not exactly sure. Right now we just use our robots.
Stop.
Pick one car, Victor.
Earth? Yeah.
Yeah, this is where we live.
Female that's administrator. She was the one that made us have space station.
You can see, red, green, blue, but there's colors outside of
X-ray
that
looks
that you
like
can't
this.
see. So the visible light, the rainbow, is
Visible,
just
Hubble,
a small part
and
of
this
the whole
is this
constellation
James Webb?
spectrum.
Like the near infrared, and this is mid
Past
infrared.
blue,
Wow.
This is a bunch of galaxies.
birth all the way through its life until it explodes and dies. I'm going to try and put it in order.
So this is the latest.
So, and there's some clues here about what the different stages are. It's a massive star.
This star is obviously in its life cycle.
Okay. So where are you going to put that one?
This one? So this one is obviously going to probably be like after the supernova, when the nebula is forming. Then the nebula is expanding, and then the neutron star is in the middle.
All right. So I like how you've kind of connected these two things, because this eventually this is what happens at the very end. All this material comes from a supernova, and it'll eventually mix back into this. This is a star-forming region. So we start out with this in the beginning. We need a big cloud of gas and dust, right, that collapses under gravity to make the stars. This is a collection of normal stars called the Pleiades. You can actually see this with your eyes now, tonight. If you go outside outside the middle of downtown, and you can see it up in the sky tonight. Those stars run out of fuel and swell up into red giants. And then eventually they run out of all their fuel and explode. This is an explosion that happened in 1987. And then that material keeps drifting out. And you can see in the very middle there's a white dot. That's the supernova. That's the neutron star in the middle. This is called the Crab Nebula. So this explosion happened about 1,000 years ago. And there's a neutron star in the very middle.
So that's the life cycle of a star?
That's the life cycle. And then eventually all this material mixes back up with all the gas and dust in the galaxy and makes new stars. It contributes to making new stars. So all like the calcium in your bones and the iron in your blood and came from stars like this that exploded. And eventually that gas went back into the clouds that made our sun and made the Earth.
Great Bear. The Great Bear is one out of 88 constellations, 88 different areas of the sky. Now, living inside of Ursa Major, the Great Bear, there is a handle and a scoop. This is not the big scooper, this is the Big Dipper. Go this way from the Great Bear and the Big Dipper, and you'll come to his good buddy, Leo the Lion. And if you go around the sky, you might notice that the constellations we commonly call the signs of the zodiac, they all line up, one right after the other. Perseus and Andromeda sitting in a tree. Now, Perseus knows that he can't stop Cetus on his own. So Perseus went and found a woman who had some pretty severe hair care problems. Medusa. Yep. What does Medusa have for hair? Snakes. That's a problem. Also, what happens when you look at Medusa? You turn to? Stone. Perseus knew that. So Perseus took out his shield and he used his shiny shield like a mirror to look at Medusa's reflection. Her reflection in a mirror did not turn into stone. Well, Perseus and Medusa, they got into a fight, and in the end, Perseus won. But in the meantime, Cetus the sea monster has come out of the sea. He sees Andromeda stuck to that rock, and he goes for her. Andromeda is bravely awaiting her fate when out of nowhere comes Perseus with Medusa. Cetus takes one look at Medusa, turns to stone, and crumbles into the sea. So in the end, Perseus defeated Medusa, stopped Cetus, and saved Andromeda, along with King Cepheus, Queen Cassiopeia, and the rest of their city. Set of constellations. If you were in Egypt, this was your sky. The same stars we can see in New York right now, but you had different constellations because you knew different things. You saw different things around you. In China, this would have been your sky. Same stars once again, different constellations. You saw what you knew. It's a really interesting subject. Now, astronomers, inside of the Great Bear, there is a handle and a scoop. This is not the big scooper, this is the Big Dipper. My young astronomers, this is the most important part of your astronomy lesson. The Big Dipper has two very important stars, those two right there. We call those two stars the pointer stars, and we call them that because they point to Polaris, the North Star.
Check out the radar. It spin, spin, spin. We'll be next, Lauren.